Hey there, it's Scott Welsh. It's Wednesday, February 3rd, 2016, which means it's time for the weekly blog post. And this week, we're going to talk about the delicious temptation of winning big quickly. Let's get to it. Now, I know you're not supposed to think this way. I've probably told you, and other really smart people have probably told you, don't get rich quickly. Get rich slowly. Calm down. Lower your trade size. And that's probably great advice. It might be the best advice you've ever gotten in your trading. But if you're not supposed to get rich quickly, why do so many people play the lottery? If we're supposed to save and build and compound, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world, right? If you're supposed to treat your money and your trading that way, why do so many people want to play the lottery, right? And is it really a bad thing? I mean, I think about this a lot. Yes, you're supposed to go slowly, but is it bad if you get a lot of money really fast? You think of Mark Zuckerberg, who just became the fourth richest person in the world, and that was in my friend Rob Booker's Booker report, by the way, which is kind of cool. The founder of Airbnb, Nathan, is it Blecharczyk? Blecharczyk? Anyway, you pronounce it, not me. But Nathan, who created Airbnb, he's under 35. And don't forget John Paulson, who just made one trade and made $5 billion. That's not getting rich slowly, that's getting rich quickly. Now, again, it took a couple years for him to get his trade. I understand that. But still, how many people would wait 2 years to have $5 billion? Could you make it? I think you could make it. The upside of getting rich quickly, and maybe it's the reason, and maybe we're not just all gambling addicts, maybe the reason we really want to get rich quickly is because you get to live the great life right away, right? I mean, if we have a ton of money, we don't have to take the vacation 3 months from now or 6 months from now. We can vacation tomorrow. If we want to go to that restaurant, we don't have to save up. We can just go. If we want that house or that car, we can just get it. The good life starts tomorrow if we get rich quickly. And isn't that what we want? I mean, don't we all want a good life and the things that money can provide? I know that getting rich slowly is important, and I actually adhere to it. I believe in it. But I'm not here to say that getting rich quickly is a bad thing. It can be disastrous, this is true, but getting rich quickly, I mean, it has an argument. There is an argument for getting rich quickly, okay? I'm not going to deny it. So, if you want to get rich quickly in your trading, how easy is it to do it, really? I mean, everyone tells you not to. I'm probably going to tell you not to before this video is over. But if you want to, how do you do it? What's a way to do it? Is it smart? Is it possible? Is this something you should even be considering, or should you just slap yourself in the face every time you think it? The bottom line, can you pick a trading system that can help you get rich quickly? Can you? Well, I have an answer, a possible answer to this. Azure Trading, Azure, Azure Trading, and there's the website right on there. You just go to Azure Trading or AzureGT.com, trading underscore system rankings. Those are two underscores there instead of spaces. You can go to that website and guess what they do? All they do is review trading systems, and they give you a whole bunch of categories, something that did well in the last month, 3 months, 6 months, and so forth. I don't know much about this site. I don't know their motivation. I haven't looked at them long enough, but I love rankings, and so I'll go anywhere that ranks stuff because rankings give you clarity. And of course, I came up in the tennis world where rankings are extremely important. But I love the numerical finality, the numerical certainty, if you will, of rankings. So go to this site. If you're interested in finding a robot trading system that'll make you rich quickly, go to this site and let's take a look. This is just a little clip right here on the screen right now from Azure Trading, and we'll go there in a second. But this is the performance ranking, and I ran this screen February 1st, so I ran it this week because it's February 3rd right now. And this is their trading system rankings. Now, I don't know where they get these trading systems. Maybe they're all buddies and they're just selling each other's trading systems, or maybe they're more independent, like Consumer Reports. We can look into it more and find out. I just wanted to look at the rankings today. In the past 1 month, they ranked the top five, and look what they did. In 1 month, the Battalion ES made 36% in 1 month. 36% times 10 months would be 360% a year. Then add, of course, 2 more winning months, 70% more, and you get the picture. We're talking about 400%, maybe in a year. That is getting rich quickly. I want to sign up for that, and they give you a little. You can click on the link and whatever. But here are the top five. One made 36, 36, and then it drops off to some poor performance, which is actually outstanding, 19, 19, 19. Okay, so you can go to this site and you can find a way to get rich quickly, right? If you clicked on Battalion, right, and we'll go back, right, Battalion was number one, right, 36%. Okay, just follow along, just making sure. Here's Battalion ES trading system. And I apologize for being a little bit tiny. You can blow it up on if you're watching the video. You're sure you're not watching it live unless you're sitting right next to me. Nope, no one's next to me. But anyway, I'll read it to you if you can't see it. Here are some interesting things. When looking at a trading system, right, this video is about can you get rich quickly and what are some smart things to look at if you do want to try to get rich quickly. Here are some real obvious ones, but guess what? Obvious things matter. They do. They'll save you. First thing you want to look at, in the system description, which is cool that Azure does this, it says suggested capital, $7,500. $7,500 suggested capital. All right, that's not bad, right? I mean, we may have that saved up. Take a look over here at the maximum month-to-month drawdown. Negative $19,370. Okay, so they suggest you start with 7,500. However, the problem is that you could lose up to almost 20,000. That's not good, okay? That's not something I would ever have you trade. That is scary, my friends and neighbors. So yes, you could just say, okay, well, I'm trading it on 20. But if they're silly enough to suggest 75 and then create a system that can go way over 75, that might be something to stay away from. Even though they made 36% last month. This might be a stay away. But the other thing I want you to look at, and again, these performance statistics may not be provided, and guess what? If they're not provided, stay away. You're not gonna trust anything unless they can provide stat after stat after stat. But here's something I want you to look at, and we've talked about it in previous posts. Profit factor, 1.1. Okay, if you don't remember what profit factor is, it's just profits divided by losses. And you want that margin to be as big as possible, right? Because if it goes on a losing streak and you made 100,000, but you lost 99,000, right? That margin of error is so slim, right? And that would be a profit factor of about 1, right? $100,000 of wins, $100,000 of losses is 1. Well, this one's 1.1, which means that it loses almost as much as it makes. If things get a little out of whack in the market and your profit factor is close to 1, you're going to be in trouble. I've been looking at robots every day since really 2012. I'm just telling you, you want this profit factor as high as possible. If you can get to 2, that is awesome. But I'm telling you, with my own eyes, I've seen a very successful robot system. Well, not very successful, but profitable every year since 2013. Profitable every year, the lowest I've seen is 1.2 plus. I'll say it again. Over 1.2. That's the absolute minimum. And I've seen a robot, watch it trade every day. It has a 1.2 profit factor and it's doing fine. But I really don't recommend anything under 1.4, 1.5. I mean, that's where if you're looking at a day trading system, you're looking for a profit factor 1.4 and up. That's what I'm recommending. Again, I've seen lower do better. I understand that, right? Hopefully you understand that, but that's the goal. 1.4 to 1.5 or higher, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, okay? Profit factor 1.1. Suggested capital 75, max drawdown 20,000. Let's pass, okay? This is a get rich quickly, basically a scam, at least to me, right? Do not even come close to the Battalion ES. Actually, no, before we get to that, let's go to the website, shall we? Here is Azure Trading, azuregt.com. All right, here's the past 1 month. Now, this updated as of yesterday, and Battalion was unseated. Oh, Battalion's done even better. Look, Battalion's up to 42%. And all you can do is lose $20,000 on a $7,000 account. That's worth it. Versatility now actually popped into number 1. And I looked at Versatility this morning, and Versatility has only been trading since November 2015. That's warning sign number 2. If you don't have tons and tons of data, stay away. In fact, run away as fast as possible. Or get in your car if that's faster. So we looked at Battalion. Let's look at one more. Passion TF. And again, if you can't see it, I'll read it to you. Suggested capital, $7,500. Maximum month-to-month drawdown $12,000. Again, same thing. If they're suggesting 7,500 and the max drawdown is 12, why in the Sam Hill are they saying $7,500? And I love that phrase, Sam Hill, by the way. I don't even know what it means. But anyway, 7,500 minus 12. Okay, we're not going to do that. Oh, let's look at the profit factor, shall we? 0.92. It's not even a 1. If it's not 1, it doesn't make as much as it loses. How is that even possible that you could even recommend that? Okay, so there are some warning signs. If they are suggesting 75 and the max drawdown is that's a warning sign. And let's take a look at that profit factor, right? 0.92. And thirdly, if you don't have data, stay away. All right, so the old saying is, if it seems too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Yes, that is the case probably in these two, right? You could have looked at the 1 month report and said, I'm going to get rich quickly, and then it's, no, that's dangerous. You're just waiting to lose. But does that mean it can't be done? Well, of course it doesn't mean it can't be done. Yes, there are ways to get rich a little bit quicker. And let's take a look. This slide right here, breaking down a big winner, right? If you go, let's go back to Azure and let's take a look. And there is KJ Diversified. Now scroll up a little bit. In the past 3 months, KJ Diversified has made 85% in 3 months. That is awesome, right? That is almost doubling your money in 3 months. That's big time. So let's break that down though. All I did was click on that website and here it is back on my slides. Suggested capital, $7,500. Max drawdown, oops, sorry, wrong slide. Breaking down something better. Ha, we just looked at that. Pardon me. All right, here we are. KJ Diversified. Got it? You with me? Sorry to confuse you. Suggested capital 30. Immediately we have some sensibility here, right? We have someone who says 30, right? Not 75. I feel like if they recommend 75, they're trying to sucker you in. Hey, you only need a little bit of money, but we're going to lose it 3 times over. So I like this. This is something that's someone has thought about this a little bit more than just saying, okay, give me 75. All right. Suggested capital 30 grand, max drawdown 5,000. Hey, that's reasonable. I would definitely trade on a $30,000 account if I knew I was only going to lose 54. And again, you can lose more than that, right? But to know that its max drawdown has only been 54, I'll listen, right? And that's only 18%. That's only an 18% drawdown. Oh, and let's take a little look. Profit factor 1.53. 1.53. That's pretty good, right? That's over that 1.4, 1.5. The last thing, and I didn't mention this before, is it gives a little system description on Azure. And this is a KJ Diversified. And as you know, I love diversification. I love it. Why? Because it smooths out the drawdown. You're not putting all your eggs in one basket. I do like that. Swing trading systems, it's a little longer term, so now you're a little more in the trend following realm, which we know we like. And it's diversified of 5 different markets. This is very sensible. A sensible suggestion on their capital. It's diversified. It's a little bit longer term, and it's only an 18% drawdown, right? This is something that you could consider. And if you could make 85% or whatever they said in 3 months, that's a way to get rich quickly. Now, I'm by no means recommending you go to any site and any stranger and buy a trading system. But what I am telling you is there are sensible ways to go about it. If you cannot just calm down and make your way to getting rich slowly and comfortably, this is something that you can look for. Look for that profit factor, look for that drawdown, and look for maybe a little diversification. Now, in real life, I have something very similar to this, right? Let's go to the spreadsheet. This is one of the very first portfolios I ever put together. And in fact, it's done pretty well, right? I have not touched the data since March 2014. Again, this was a portfolio I put together for a client. It's got 5 different robots in its portfolio, okay? Not bad. Max drawdown was right around 20%, right? That's the way it was geared. So this trade size was all geared to about a 20% drawdown-ish, right? And I did a trade size right around that 7,500. So this, maybe I didn't explain it well. Let's go one more time. five robots in the portfolio. This has been running untouched since 3/1/2014, since March 2014. No parameters changed, right? No optimization, nothing. This has just been sitting on my computer every single day since then, just tracking it, right? Did I trade this specific portfolio? No, I did not, actually. I've traded all of these, but I didn't trade them together. This was chosen by a client of mine, and it turned out that he is actually quite smart because this is nicely diversified. But yes, I've traded all of these myself, just not together, if that makes sense. All right, let's take a look. If I had just listened to my client and just traded this since March 2014. Now, what I did was take this trade size and put it on a $7,300 account to make it similar to what we've seen. As the account went up 10%, I increased the trade size 10%. Okay? And I did it on month end. So there is some compounding going on here. Okay? There is some compounding. If the account size, if at the end of the month, my account size went up at least 10%, then I raised my trade size 10%. Got it? So these are all the numbers that have been happening since 2014. And I just hypothetically, again, this is all hypothetical because I didn't trade, I traded these robots, but not actually in my account. I hypothetically raised the trade size as it went. And that's what this calculation is over here. Okay, you with me? So after a few months, this is March, April, May, had some profits. As soon as it went up enough, you can see here, I raised the trade size. And then here would be another time I raised the trade size. There would be another time, and so forth, right? Doesn't matter. I mean, I can show you the exact formulas, but you get the idea, right? I don't need to go through every cell. $7,300 turned into 15,231. If I just trade, and this includes January of 2016. This includes a big losing month in August 2015. You can see that $2,000 on a $14,000 account, that's nothing to sneeze at, but it's also something that could be lived with if that's your trading profile, okay? If you increase the trade size on a percentage basis, right? If you increase, so the maximum drawdown was in that 20 to 30% or even higher, if you're willing to stomach that and you compounded, it's possible to turn $7,300 into 15,231, which is 47.2 average annual return. Now, it's not 80% in 3 months, right? But I'm giving you a quote-unquote real-life example because these are untouched robots that I've been watching every day for for a while now, right? For almost 24 months. So getting rich quickly, first of all, what's rich to you? I mean, 47% a year, if you have a decent amount of money, you can get rich pretty fast. But getting rich quickly is something that I do not recommend, okay? I'm going to go on record. Small trade size, compounded slowly over time, right? You don't have to stomach the drawdowns. You don't take risk. You won't be losing your account. But getting rich quickly, I'm not going to put my head in the sand and say it can't be done. It can be done. But you need to have tons of historical data. You need to know exactly how that trading system performs. You have to know everything about that trading system and then ask questions about maximum drawdown and then look at the profit factor. If you can't get that information, then never, ever consider a trading system out there to get you rich quickly. All right? Again, it's not what I recommend, but it is possible to make more money if you're willing to take on more risk. But please do it smartly. I'll be back next week with another blog post. See you then.